Hello, and welcome to Whose Line Is It Anyway, which is an improvisation programme, as you'll discover if you don't improvise yourself too quickly with the off knob on your television set. What I'll be doing is I'll be giving the contestants here a variety of things to do to get them to think on the spot, to perform off the cuff, or otherwise go completely around the bend. And to make sure it's nice and spontaneous, or at least scruffy, I'll be involving the studio audience here who'll be yelling out suggestions and ideas for the contestants to play. The audience themselves have been specially selected for their good looks, their intelligence, and their susceptibility to flattery. Now, the contestants, the first contestant comes from America. America has given us some great performers over the years. I'm thinking of Frank Sinatra, Marilyn Monroe, Champion the Wonder Horse. But tonight it's given us Archie Hahn. Oh yes, you may have seen Archie in Spinal Tap, or even Mork and Mindy, The Sunshine Boys. Less likely you'd have seen him in Fatal Attraction, because he wasn't in it. Next we have Josie Lawrence, who... she'll need no introduction to anybody who's met her before, which will include people who've seen her in the Comedy Store Players, the famous troupe of improvisers, who have also lent us our next contestant, who is Paul Merton. He's sometimes an improviser, sometimes a stand-up comedian, but always a dead misery. And finally, we have John Sessions. What can I say about... What can I say about John? Actor, academic, and regular all-round nice guy. Well, those are just a few of his ambitions, but... As you know, those are the contestants. Let's get on with the game. The first game is a simple one called Authors. So if I could ask the contestants to come down into the performing position. That's it. Yes, you look very good there. Now, as I say, it's a simple game, Authors, in which each of the contestants has come along with the name of an author in mind. And in a moment, I'm going to get the title of a story from somebody in the studio audience. Then I'll start off with Archie, and he'll begin to tell that story in the style of his author. And then when I buzz, we'll go on to Josie, and she'll continue the story, but in the style of her author, and so on round the contestants until the story is told, or until it's time for the next game. So the first thing I'll do is I'll find out which author you've come along with. Archie, who is your author?
Stephen King.
Stephen King. Let's get off a nice, frightening start. Josie?
Louisa M. Alcott. For those who don't know her, she wrote Little Women, Little Men, and Little Wives.
Yes. Yes, and little else. And Paul?
The person who writes the Janet and John books.
Yeah. And what did they write?
They wrote Little Men.
Yeah. Little characters. And John, who have you come along with?
Charles Dickens.
Charles Dickens. Huh. Right. OK, well, a title for a story. Can we have something, you know, like The Day They Invented Champagne, or Who's Afraid of Virginia Wade, something like that? Just a title for a story. Anybody will do.
Through the Garden Gate.
Through the Garden Gate. Excellent. Thank you, sir. Now, we'll starting off then, Archie, with you, in the style of Stephen King, Through the Garden Gate.
Through the garden gates he came, again that summer. Until this point, he'd had no bouts with the dizziness. He remembered only vaguely the smell of burning rubber. Yes, that was all behind him. As he got to the cottage door, he thought to himself,
I wonder if the ladies are at home. He rang the bell, and out gaily tripped Joanne. Joanne said, "Come in, and I'll fix you a meal." As they went into the living room, all the girls were sitting round, gaily embroidering different things onto different pieces of material. "Hi," they said. "Are you still getting those dizzy spells?" "Well, we'll have to do something."
We'll have to do something about that, said Jack. John. Yes, said Jill. June. See the dizzy spell, said John. Yes, said Jill. The dizzy spell. I would like a dizzy spell too. So he hit her across the head with a lump of lead piping. Said Jack.
Stop it.
A piping which no less peremptorily placed itself next to Mr. Naggs and Mr. Noggs, indeed Mr. Niggs, who all so quickly, in but a moment, brought forth the quill and the lemon peel and scraped it even so as the long lines in the faces, rivulets in the delta even of their physiognomies, looked down upon Mr. Pigs, Mr. Pags, and indeed Mr. Piggywiggs, who came up the garden path, through the dizzy spell, across the hills, and into the trees, where they met Ernest Hemingway.
Thank you. End of game. All right. That's very good. I have to award points for these games, and I've awarded 10 points each to Josie, Paul and John, and I think 20 to Archie, because I think he did mention going through a garden wall at one point, which is more than everybody else did. Now, the next round is bizarrely called Different Games, for the simple reason that in it they play different games. I don't know why. The first game we get them to play is Paul and Archie. I'm going to get an everyday activity from somebody in the audience, and Paul is going to improvise that everyday activity, while Archie will provide the sound effects for that everyday activity. So, has anyone got an everyday activity? Getting dressed. Hang on, getting dressed.
Feeding the cat.
Feeding the cat.
Having a bath.
And having a bath. With the cat and feeding at the same time. Oh, I don't know, I think let's go with... yes, getting dressed. That sounds the most everyday of those, I'd say. So you got that? Sort of getting up in the morning, getting dressed, that kind of stuff, Paul? Mm-hmm. With sound effects from Archie, right.
I think I'll put the radio on. My trousers.
Yes, thank you very much. Thank you, very good. Yeah, okay. Yeah. Yes, I thought that was very good. I give 40 points to Archie there and 40 to Paul, with a bonus of 5, because he did get one item of clothing on, which is what he was required to do. Now, a slightly different game for Josie and John to play. What we're going to do is to get a household object from the studio audience, and the name of one, rather than actually have one given to us. And we'll start off with Josie, and she will sing a song, make up a song on the spot about that household object in a musical style, which will also be provided by the studio audience. Then we'll switch to John. He'll sing about the same object, but in a different musical style as provided by the studio audience again. So first things first, let's have an object, an everyday... Sorry? Ajax. We can't advertise. Not with me working for Vim. What was it? What was who was that other one?
Telephone.
A loo bowl?
Telephone.
Sorry, we're hoping for an English object rather than... No, I'm sorry. No, sorry, it was telephone. Yes, I'm sorry. No, all right, I really want one object. A telephone is fine, yes. So Josie's going to start singing about that, but what sort of musical style could you do? So like... Hang on, so flamenco, that sounds a good one. No, it doesn't sound a good one. So, Sondheim, is that sort of more of a particular
Sondheim?
Sondheim, yes, you know what that means. Can't stand it myself, but there you are.
On my own in my home, nowhere to roam, just me and my telephone. What am I gonna do? When will Harry come and see me and marry me? Harry, marry me. Can you hear me sing, Harry? I just want you to ring, Harry. Oh, my telephone's lonely. No one will phone me. Oh, Harry, marry me. Can you hear me? I'm a believer. So just pick up your receiver.
Very good. Excellent. Excellent. Well. Oh, that's about the best bit of Sondheim I've heard for a long while. Now, another musical style for John to sing. Reggae, that's all right. There's no, you can do reggae, can't you? Of course you can. So, John, still about a telephone.
Oh, still about the telephone.
Yeah. And reggae.
Is that reggae?
Yes. It's like reggae.
Oh, he has it. With a beep, 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 and a bop, 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 I'm gonna knock on a telephone and I'm on in with you, baby. With a beep, 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 I'm gonna knock, I'm gonna go on the telephone, but not bloody British Telecom, mama, in the morning, mama. Gonna dial, 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 make you smile, 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 in the morning, mama, dip, bip, 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 baba, dial, 9999999, on the speaking clock. Don't wanna hear you talk, yeah, on the block, I got you gonna beep, bop, bop, da, ding, dong, dong. Round the clock doesn't have to write any lyrics, cause it goes up and down and all over the place, it doesn't matter anyway, who gives a toss?
Yes, thank you very much, John. All right. Very good. Very good one there, especially that last one from John, because it mentioned telephone such a lot, which I particularly like. Now, I think I'll give 25 points to Josie and John on that one. I don't know why I'm laughing. Next round, I'm just getting hysterical. The next round is called the world's worst, which is rather appropriate, I think, for the stage we've got in the evening. It's a free-form game, this. And what the people have to imagine, now what's my note I've got them to do? Oh yes, the idea is that ITN are looking for a new newscaster or a new newsreader, and they've got to pretend to be the worst people auditioning for that task. So if you'd like to come forward and stand on that little step and just step forward as you think of them, and I'll just buzz when I've had enough of you, which is a nice, quick, snappy thing. The more you do, the more points you get, the quicker we get going. So whoever's got one, go ahead.
A bookie.
No, hang on. Wait a minute.
Wacky!
Someone's getting a little carried away in the audience now. Every other round requires you to yell things out, and you haven't said a word. And now, just at the moment, when we were building up to something very special, I think, from Archie, weren't we? Because the Americans take this sort of long drawl to get going, and... Oh, Archie, you've got one.
Yes, I'm here to interview for the role of the newscaster. Is it... Am I in the right... excuse me.
Und nun die Nachrichten! Engländer, Czechoslovakia, Sturm und Drang!
This afternoon, a school bus. Sorry. This afternoon, a bus full of school children. A bus full of school children careened off the road. 37 children were...
Any more?
What you mean you don't think I'd be very good at the job?
Die on the world, die. A lot of things happen. Began phone time.
Now give the others a chance, Paul, please.
This is
Yes, well... Yes, that's quite enough of those. And while I work out the points for that, we'll switch now to people trying different ways of selling you things. We'll be back after the break. Bye. Well, yes. Well, welcome back. I decided to give 10 points all round for that last game. And the next game is called Props. A very simple game. I'm going to give a prop to each of 2 sets of pairs. Josie and Archie, can you be one pair for us? And John and Paul the other. And I'm going to give an item to you. First of all, Josie and Archie, can you have that item? And you've got to think of as many different ways of using that as possible. You go over there with it. And I'll give this other item to John and Paul. It's kind of a quick fire round, this. We go for one quick use of it from Josie and Archie, and then switch over to John and Paul and back again. As many uses as we can get out of it. It won't take too long each time. A lot of points at stake on this round, so I want a lot of effort, please. Josie and Archie, are you ready with your first thing? And go.
You're going to stick this where?
Not just kids like gumdrops, adults too.
I've come to complain about these contact lenses.
You're going to stick this where?
Down, periscope.
I believe it's a major contribution to road safety.
Now, Josie, hop on. I'll take you up to the sunrise.
Any more?
The baby Jesus saw the sun moving through the sky. Through the sky, the baby Jesus saw the sun moving.
Do you want some myrrh?
I don't want none of your myrrh. I want frankincense, so I want gold.
I've got bath cubes.
Tonight, live on television, Archie is going to interview the world's thinnest man.
Oh, hi there, Archie.
I move, I stop, I turn, and...
And I catch.
One more each.
Mom, we've got to cut the cord soon. This is going on far too long.
End. Thank you.
No.
Thank you very much. Oh, yes, massive. Thank you very much. Yes, they were so good. They give 100 points to everybody there. So good there. Now, Party Quirks. This is a game which really matches Paul Merton against everybody else. He's going to be playing the host of a party. Now, the others are going to be the guests at a party, but they are each going to be allocated a quirk, a strange quirk of behaviour. And we've done this by getting the members of the studio audience to suggest a few quirkish ways of behaving. The best 3 have been selected and been allocated via these envelopes to the various participants. Now, if they can all, you can all, once you've got your quirk, line up ready to come in. I've got a different bell for this one. The budget's gone mad on this one. And so, Paul, you come down. You're just improvising being at a party. And when I ring the bell, you've got 2 minutes as they come in and to work out who they are. A lot of points going for you on this one, Paul. You could win by using this. It's extraordinary.
I realise the gravity of the situation.
Yes, yeah. You're mad, then. OK, so we'll start with the first guest coming in.
I think I heard a knock at the door. Hello, you're tall, aren't you?
Paul, I'm on a step. Now, would you like me to come in? Would you
Yes,
like me
do
to...
come in, please. You're the
Are you
first
sure
guest.
you want me to? Because it's up to you. It's what you want. It's your life.
Do you want me to be honest?
Yes.
Well, come in, come in. There's some twiglets there.
Twiglets,
I've
now-
got bits of cheese stuck on a stick. Bits of sausage stuck on a
And do
stick.
you feel happy about this party, Paul? Do you feel happy in yourself?
I do feel happy within myself about this party.
Good.
So far...
Oh, sorry, wrong bell.
Excuse me. There's somebody at the microwave.
Answer the door.
I'll get the door. Not today, thank you. So I've got some over here. I've got some sausages. I don't know. Just kidding, it's Bob, isn't it?
Nice moon, isn't it?
Yes. You've come to sell me double glazing, haven't you?
You're close. You're very close on that one.
Have you met the agony aunt over here?
Oh, brilliant. Yeah. Great one there.
I must be going now, Paul.
All right, cheerio.
Josie, you've been guessed. Double glazing salesman is so close to this one, but there's another one coming in. So...
Is that the way you're going to do it?
That's the way I was planning of doing it, yes. Those guinea pigs are my pets!
You see,
I know what you are, but I just like watching you do it. Wait a minute.
You better...
They say that if you drink this out of a silver chalice, you will never die. A wolf man, obviously.
Well, a werewolf, yes, I'll give you that, yes.
A werewolf.
I think that what you're doing... Well, let me put it this way. Do
you want to go upstairs?
You see, you're avoiding everything that you could confront. Now, if, just as a matter of interest, you decided to go and get a drink.
Yes, I decided to get a drink, yes. Well, I could, yes.
I mean, what's that?
You don't play ice hockey for a living, do you?
You've got about 30 seconds to get this.
30 seconds.
You're making the whole direction of what you're doing not part of you, but part of them. And what I want to see is you in there driving that little something, because I know you've got it. And just...
You're a driving instructor. I know what you are.
Yes?
But let's not talk about you. You're one of the finest theatre directors we have.
That's right.
Brilliant. Oh, dear. Well, I don't know. Very, very good, Paul. You deserve a full 100 points for getting all those, but I'll give you 10 because you teased us so much, and I'll give 10 each to everybody else. So that's a nice even round there. So just totting up the points there, I see that Archie just wins it then. So well done, Archie Hahn. The prize for winning the contest is to get to read out the credits in a way of my choosing, and I'd like you to do it in the way of an American sports commentator. Right, before we get to that, I'd just like to thank everybody who's taken part. That's to say Archie Hahn, Josie Lawrence, Paul Merton, John Sessions, and Richard Vrance. And so that's all from me. This is me, Clive Anderson, saying good night. Good night. Hello and welcome to Whose Line Is It Anyway, which is a series of improvisational games. So I'm just improvising a mistake there to make it all seem genuine. Improvisational games we acted out by some of the wittiest and cleverest people in the land, or in the case of this show, by the usual collection of deadbeat entertainers, stand-up comics and friends of the producer. Now, our first competitor on tonight is the American actor and comedian Archie Hahn, who is, I've just been told, very big on the West Coast, which should please our Cornish viewers. And then we have Rory Bremner, well known, of course, for his having the skills of a great impressionist, the looks of a pre-Raphaelite, and the mind of a primitive. And then we have Jimmy Melville, whose sharp comedy skill and creative performing ability he really ought to make use of sometime in his show, Who Dares Wins. And finally, we have our regular John Sessions, who only today was described in these words: a genius with a talent unmatched by any contemporary. In fact, I'm absolutely marvellous. Well, those are the competitors, so let's get on to our first game, which is also a regular, and it's called Authors. And it's called that because each of the competitors has come on with in mind the style of a favourite famous author. So if you'd like to come forward now, you competitors, and in a moment I'm going to get the title for a story to be told, a title from somebody in the studio audience, and then Archie will start off telling that story in the style of his author, and then when I buzz my buzzer, like that, we'll move on to Rory, and he'll continue the same story, picking up from the moment that Archie left it, but in the style of his author. So first of all, let's just discover which authors you're going to go for. Archie, who's your author this week?
Well, I like very much to do Truman Capote.
Truman Capote. But you'll do it in his voice, will you? Rory?
I'm going to do Clive James.
Clive James, why not? And Jimmy?
Who was it?
Have you read anybody ever?
No, I was going to read that. Oh, yes. Dylan Thomas, I think.
Dylan Thomas, yes. And John?
James Joyce.
James Joyce. Well, we've all read the first 2 pages of him. So, can we have a suggestion for the title of a story from some...
At the seaside.
Sorry?
A Day at the Seaside.
A Day at the Seaside. An inspired choice there. Dull, but that'll do. Now, A Day at the Seaside, therefore, is the title suggested by the gentleman in the blue shirt at the front there. So we'd like to start, Archie, in the style of Truman Capote.
A Day at the Seaside was something I had looked forward to for a number of days. It started out on a tenuous note when I found the pubic hair in my toothbrush.
It was obvious to me that Frank Sinatra was completely smashed, thus necessitating another 2,000-mile journey to find another beach the other side of the American coastline.
That was a very good Truman Capote. No, sorry. There was a very nice coastline. It was black, Bible black, slow black, 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 quick, quick, slow black.
Black, black, the black of the eyes going closer and closer and lower. And yes, the tongue inside me, yes. And no, I said, and again I said, and yes, the spades were getting brighter, yes. The buckets higher, the lighthouse getting up and bright as the altere day, there as the cross of the crucifix of the Rose of Mary up on the hill. And yes, I said, as he went inside me, and yes, I said, I'm at Blackpool.
I had often had a fascination with black men, but this was the first time I had actually experienced one.
And by experiencing one, he meant something which I was only to find out by traveling another 5,000 miles to another location in another country.
Another country. I'm going Pakistani. Another country. Another country. He went past the shops down the lane, past the shops which sold the pink bread, the blue bread, the black bread. It was, in fact, dye the bread. Give us a break.
Dye the bread, and don't you know what, haven't I told you? Every tailing is a telling, and a beach is a beaching, and a batch is a bitching of a botch. There, I'm telling you, now, don't you tell me this, or quote me that, or bring me more a bucket of this and that and t'other. I'll put my sand in you, me Latiny scholar. Up and down I will upon the sand, and there with the shells, the seashells. I score shell, and I. No, the bell stops there, stop I.
Thank you very much. Thank you. And that's the end of that game. Well, that's the end of the opening round. I have to award some points for this and other games, and I think I can give everybody 10. Apart from Archie, I'll have to deduct 5 from you for using pubic hair right at the beginning there. So we'll go on to the next game, which is called Film and Theatre Styles, for the simple reason that we give the people, the competitors acting in pairs, a number of different film and theatre styles. I don't know, I'm talking gibberish, aren't I? We give the people a number of film and theatre styles to improvise in, and I'll do that by getting some suggestions from the studio audience. First of all, we go with Archie and Jimmy working together, and I'll give you a situation in a moment. But can we have some theatre and film styles that... Sorry? Godfather. I'll take that. That's not really a style, that's just one film. Sorry, hang on. Horror, yes. Horror. Japanese, all right. Australian soap. OK, well, we've got a batch there to choose from. So can you start off just improvising, Archie and Jimmy, and the scene we'd like you to improvise is sacking an employee. OK, got that? You must have been through that, I thought, Jimmy, a few times. And I'll buzz you when we want to introduce a different style.
You want to do the sacking?
And we've got, up to 9 hours to get on with it.
All right, listen, I'm sorry. I'm going to have to let you go. It's as simple as that. I don't know any other way out of this predicament.
Look, just give me another break, because
I have given you break after
I was late.
break.
Okay, I was late yesterday.
Okay, Godfather, in the style of the Godfather.
You understand what I'm saying? No. Let me see if I can put it to you more clearly. Where's the door?
Well, listen, Godfather. I've worked for you for how many years, for you and the family?
22 years. I raised you from a little baby.
A what?
Little baby.
A little baby?
Little baby.
Why are you talking Chinese?
Let's have Aussie soap, Australian soap.
Right, mate.
Yep.
You're fired. Simple.
Hey, you've been on one of those bloody management courses, haven't you?
That's right. Right, let's throw in on the Barbie and we'll talk about it.
You're going Chinese again.
All right, end on horror. Yes, thank you very much. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Well, I thought that was very good. I'll give 20 points each there. And so we now go on to the other pair, John and Rory. Can you step forward for your scene in a minute? And a few more suggestions of theatre and film. Amateur dramatics. I think we get a lot of that as it is, but...
Spaghetti Western.
Sorry, Brazilian soap opera. What? Sorry, are you on any particular medication or something for you? Travelogue. Oh, what a... Rodgers and Hammerstein, OK. Porn film, yeah. Noel Coward, yes. That's a good one.
What about a porn film?
You're too quick. I don't make you no good in a porn film. Now let's get going on that then. And your style, I've got to give you something to do. What is it? Yes, the scene we'd like you to improvise is a used car salesman. So on you go, and I'll give you a style to get into once we get going.
You see, you think you're looking at a Riley or a Bentley, but actually you're looking at the car in which Dracula, Elizabeth I, and Harold I of England drove.
Well, yeah, I like the wooden bits, and I thought that maybe,
All right, go into amateur dramaticals, please.
What's going on here? This car is mine! This car is mine, not yours! You want it? Because I bought it yesterday. Because I bought it yesterday when you brought it in here!
No, you didn't!
Yes, you did! You did, you know!
Yeah.
As sure as I'm looking at you.
Hang on, can we now go into Brazil? Can you listen to the buzz? Can we go into Brazilian soap opera? I have no idea what it means, but...
You're talking a load of rubbish. You must have realized that this car is a complete load of rubbish. You call this modern? You're an old slow coach, that's what you are. Sorry, man.
I'll take it anyway.
Why don't you finish on doing a Noel Card?
It's ridiculously, precisely, beautifully, absolutely, and appositely the motor car that you want. Take your time.
has it got ashtrays?
It has ashtrays everywhere. It is absolutely redulated with old and out-of-date cigarettes that might be dashed and flashed into the dash.
Then why don't you use the bloody ashtrays instead of leaving ash on my carpet? Why am I talking like this?
Because I'm a 1920s old whoopsie and I can do what I like.
Thank you very much. End on that. Thank you. I would say 50 points each there for Rory and John. And we now go into the next game, which is called the World's Worst. And this should be a quick-fire round. If you'd like to come forward and stand on the World's Worst step. And the idea of this is the contestants just step forward when they think of an idea, as many as they can think of in quick succession, coming forward to be the world's worst person to comfort somebody on their deathbed. So, a lot of points going at stake on this round, and on you go. Yes?
Hello, I'm Desmond Wilcox. We're filming a documentary, and...
Well, Mr. Sampson, of course, you only have 20 hours to live. Listen, we'd like to ask a favor. Some of the interns need some experience in giving an enema. Would you mind if we...
Uncle Jack, it's Tommy. I come all the way from California. I'm hitching around Europe. Is it okay when you're dead if I can sleep in your bed? Because there's nowhere to sleep around here. Okay?
Well, look on the bright side, Terry. I mean, at least you won't have to watch England in the next bleeding World Cup, will you?
Well, there's good news and there's bad news. The bad news is you only have 6 hours to live. The good news is, though, you won the Irish sweepstakes, $23 million.
You ticklish? You ticklish, aren't ya? I'll bet you are.
David Johnson, BBC News. How does it feel to be dying?
You haven't seen Star Wars? Oh, well, Ben Kenobi arrives back on the planet and...
I bet you feel stupid being a bloody atheist now, don't you, eh?
That it? Any more? Oh, yeah, another one.
One more song before you die. I met a girl who sang in a song that had 95 verses to go.
Dad. Look, Dad, I know with male chauvinism and all that, and how men aren't supposed to be able to express themselves emotionally. Well, I just want to tell you that I think you're a son of a bitch. You took every chance I had away.
Good steak.
So don't forget, you ever need life insurance, here's the card. Okay?
I think...
You look terrible.
I think... Well... I think that's a good enough note to end on for the moment. We stop improvising for now while we go away and some premeditated advertising takes place. We're back in a moment. Goodbye. Right. Oh, yeah. Well, welcome back, and I decided to give 30 points to everybody for that last game. Now, this next game involves some props, and again, the contestants will be acting in pairs, and the first pair will be Jimmy and Rory. Can you step forward? And I'll give you an item, which is this item, and you've got to come up with as many different ways of using that item as possible. And we'll alternate to the other pair, who are obviously John and Archie, and that's your item. Okay. And you've got the same idea. You've got to come up with as many things as you can with that item. And we'll go between the two of you, the two pairs of you, using the buzzer as before. So starting with Jimmy and Rory. Has a nice ring to it. Sorry, you leaving? No. You were coming towards me with that.
This our camera? Hi.
Okay, on you go now.
I done it! I brought the Olympic torch all the way to Tokyo!
It's gone out. Tokyo.
Oh, shit!
Sorry, a bit of racist.
Woo, wow, woo. Not funny, but
clean. Okay, hang on. Well, I went in, I said, I want one like Michael Jackson's.
You're smart, you're there, you're together. You gotta go to the office, you wear a smart suit and a tie. It'll brush this way, it'll brush that way. And if you take it into a club at night, you can sing like Johnny Burnett.
Particularly incomprehensible.
For the extrovert dunce in your life.
So, you want the eagle? You want the eagle with bracelets on its claws?
I want Betty sit on me anywhere.
Yeah.
For the monoped who wants to be seen at night.
So I've only had it about 8 months. It works fine. Here, I'll just start it up for you.
Taiwan, right? If you've got any other ideas for gags about this, just send them in on a postcard, will you? I can't think of any!
One more from you two.
It's a Polish dryer.
Okay, Mr. President, the election is over. Will you please come out of the White House now? You have no chance.
Thank you. Thank you. Let's have these props back. Thanks a lot.
Good one.
Righty-ho. Well, I think it would be invidious to give any fewer marks than 50 each there, so I'll give 10. Now we come to a round called Different Games because different games are played in the round. The first pair to go in this one are Archie and Jimmy, and they're going to play a game based on sound effects. I'm going to get a suggestion from a member of the studio audience for an everyday activity, and Jimmy is going to act that out, while Archie will be providing some sound effects for it. So I'll give Archie a microphone to do that with.
Thank you.
And what would be an everyday activity you can think of? Eating a breakfast? Well, give some...
Watching television.
Watching television. I think that's something with plenty of different things in it. Having a bath.
Asking someone
Having a bath. Wait a minute. One at a time, please. Having a bath. I want an everyday activity, not just a once-a-month one. Sorry? Mowing the lawn. Well, mowing the lawn, doing the garden generally. I think that's Jim will be miming this and acting it out, while some sound effects provided by Archie. On you go now. Thank you. Yes, that's it, fine. Thanks a lot, yes.
Hold on.
All right. OK, I reckon give 10 points to Jimmy, very, very good, I like that, and 100 points to Archie. So, Rory and... who else have we got left? Rory and John, of course. Another game for you, and this game is called Couples. We're going to give you a little scene to improvise in, and then we'll get suggestions from the audience for couples who you might be playing while you're improvising the scene. Make any sense at all, does it? So the scene we'd like you to improvise is two people in a laundrette. OK? Two people in a laundrette. And the couple we'd like to set you off with is David Attenborough and his brother Richard Attenborough. So you can sort out which is which. I can't imagine they go to the laundrette that often, least of all together. I'm not saying they've got dirty clothing or anything like that, but...
It's blinking rotating, isn't it?
And so...
It's going to explode, we're all going to die.
An example of primitive panic.
I don't want to die.
A reaction which sets in many mammals and indeed some invertebrates, giving rise to the expression spineless bastard.
All right, another couple that either belong together or don't belong together. Charles and Diana, OK. No, wait a minute. We didn't change their names in the middle. Charles and Diana.
What do you do, Charlie?
Do you think Harry's having a nice time in there?
Take a walk, wingnut head.
All right, another couple.
Melon Griff.
Okay, Melon Griff. I've heard of Melon Griff, I think.
Mel Smith Griff.
Yes, Mel Smith and Griff. I have heard of him. Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mel here.
And Griff here.
I'd like to do a show for you.
Can I just point out here? Thank Mel. That.
I think what Mel's trying to say is that he is trying to dominate the show once again this week.
All right, another couple like that. That was a very good one. Hang on. Wait a minute. No, there's a man there with designer ugly beard, and he wants to say something.
Ron and Nancy.
Ron and Nancy. Yes, all right. Yes, there are a couple.
Everyone thinks that the skin on my face is human skin. I've actually got a condom stretched over my head.
Ronnie, how many times do I have to tell you?
All right, one more to end on. Torval and Dean. Oh, brilliant, yes. It takes 5 hours to get the ice rink set up. There's somebody you can speak. Yeah. All right. Well, I thought that was very good. I'll give 150 points each. It would have been more had they mentioned the laundrette ever in the course of that improvising. It's wonderful how they stick to the rules, isn't it? Now, that was in fact the last game, so I'll total up the scores, and I see that Rory Bremner is this week's winner. So well done, Rory. And the prize for winning is to get to read out the credits as they roll by in a style of my selection, and I'm going to give Rory a difficult one here. I'm going to get him to do it in the style of Barry Norman. I don't know if he's ever done that, but let him try it out. So it just remains for me to thank our competitors, which is Archie Hahn, Rory Bremner, Jimmy Melville, John Sessions. This is me, Clive Anderson, saying good night. Good night. Okay. All right. Hello, welcome. This is Whose Line Is It Anyway? And if you've seen the programme before, then you'll sing it again now. It's an improvisation programme in which we set a number of games to our contestants to test out their ability to live off their wits, to perform off the cuff, or otherwise to shrug off their embarrassment. Now, I don't mind telling you we've got a really top-line line-up tonight. In fact, I don't mind telling you that every week, whether it happens to be true or not. But let me first of all introduce our first contestant, who is Stephen Fry, actor and writer. Stephen is an intellectual man of letters who can turn his hand to broad comedy, but does return from time to time to his first love, which is advertising peppermints and building societies. Then we have Peter Cook, who, of course, for many years has been described, and rightly, as the funniest man in England, oddly enough, even when he's abroad. And then we have Josie Lawrence from the Comedy Store Players, who is beautiful, talented and charming. In fact, in many ways, a sort of female Derek Jameson. And finally, we have, as usual, John Sessions, who I regard as perhaps the most gifted actor of his generation. But that's not just my opinion, that's his as well. So here they are, the contestants. Now, the first game is called Authors, and it does allow the contestants just a little bit of preparation because each of them has come along with the style of a famous author in mind, and they're going to take it in turns to tell a story in the style of their favourite author. So if you'd like to come forward, you have, of course, prepared with a famous author. But it's a certain amount of improvisation as well, because I have to get the title of the story from somebody in the studio audience, which I'll do in just a moment. First of all, Stephen, who is the author you're going to start with?
Well, Clive, I've chosen John le Carré.
John le Carré, and why not? Peter Cook.
Albert Goldman.
Albert Goldman, yeah. Biographer of Elvis Presley, John Lennon.
John Lennon and yes, Lenny Bruce, yes.
Other people who are too dead to sue.
Terribly nice man.
Yeah. And, yes,
My
Josie.
author isn't a name as such, but it's the kind of people that write articles for women's magazines.
Oh, right. And John Sessions.
Ernest Hemingway.
Ernest Hemingway. Right, another show if you want from you. Now, OK, so a title for a story. Anything will do, just to link all that together.
Day at the races.
A Day at the Races, that sounds fair enough. Wasn't that the title of a film once? We'll start with Stephen. When we've had he's done a lot, I'll buzz like that, and we move on to Peter, and so on until the story is told. So, A Day at the Races, in the style, first of all, of John le Carré, Stephen Fry.
George. Controls gone potty, George. Operation Ascot went downhill, George, since the Lamplighters and the Scalp Hunters went on their own and their renegade, George, and we need you right now. What's the odds, Roddy? Don't flirt with me, George. You scratch... Thank you.
I knew that there were serious problems with the horse when I saw him unable to get up in the morning, crazed with drugs, and women and tiny little white panties. This horse was never gonna run. But I knew that once Shergar died, I could make a fortune. The day...
Yes, he interviewed 20,000 people. He asked girls if they do go to the races, do they normally wear flat shoes or heels? And do you know our survey came across 20% of women wear high heels and the rest wear flatties because getting stuck in the turf, is a no-no.
Lester looked off down the long, curving track towards where the horses were to begin, but he didn't look further than he wanted to because his father had told him he wasn't the course to go on. He knew that the river came round in the middle of the course, which was a shame because it was a racehorse, but it didn't matter. It didn't matter a cuss. It didn't matter a damn because he knew what his father had told him about. It was no cogida, no cogida for the horse or for him. The horse went along and then it went down a bit, and then it came up a bit. And then if you looked at it from the other side, it went down a bit more. That is what we call in Spain, aromia.
Right, well, that got us off to a racing start, and I have to award some points there. I think I'll give 10 points all round, with a 5-point deduction to Peter Cook, just to make it difficult for him at the beginning. Now we go on to a game called Film and Theatre Style, so called because we have to have a range of theatre and film styles for the contestants to improvise in. We're going to start off with two of you acting together, and it'll be Stephen and Peter. So if you'd like to come forward, I'm going to give you a scene in a moment to improvise, and you'll have to do it in a range of different styles. And I'd like a few suggestions from the audience, if at all possible. A theatre style, a film style, we'll get a few of them for them to... Woody Allen, yes, wait a minute, I'll write these down, hang on. Shakespearean. Wait, hang on, one at a time. Gangster films, was that?
Chekhov.
Sorry? Oh, I'm sorry, I thought you were being rude to me. Chekhov. It was Chekhov. It was quite clear. It's quite my mistake. Travelogue, yes. Sorry? No, that was fast. I think we were quite enough there. Righty-ho, so you want a situation to improvise in, don't you?
Not particularly.
No? Well,
very much.
you look a bit stupid just standing there. What we'd like you to do is to be a parliamentary candidate, one of you going round, knocking on the door, somebody on the knocker, canvassing for a vote. That's your improvisation.
Hello, I don't want to tax you too early on, but I will be going into Parliament, I hope, and I wondered if I could rely on your vote.
Oh, for all the sea that spread its wings throughout the firmament, I knew one thing would come to this particular door, bearing a tall waitress, lovingly clad in silk. But you, I fear, are not she.
Good. Well, I daren't add Shakespeare to that. I think it'd be...
that was the gangster film.
Oh, right, yeah. More like a disaster to me, but let's go into farce, if we aren't there already. All right, okay.
Nothing is not subtle.
Yeah. Thank God you remembered to put them on, Stephen.
Thank God, yes.
Afterwards.
Last-minute decision.
Nicer than the rehearsal player.
Yes. That just reminded. Let's do Travelogue now.
Travelogue.
Neath the bedappled yellow ribbon of time that is the Colorado River is a besprinkled constituent upon whom I hope to be able to rely.
The orange beaver has always been a lonely animal. Sure. It mates only in the spring.
Right.
And it springs only in the autumn. The beaver that provides so much soap for rich women is endangered.
Right, and
But if
it
you
has
catch
one
it-
enemy. One enemy, this animal.
Me, I hate the
The
thing.
Travelogue.
Okay, gangster movie.
Oh, good grief. We've done 3.
Gangster movie.
Hey. Freeze!
Thank you very much. All right. Oh, yeah. Yes, that's fine. Well, it'll be a hard man who gave any less than 50 points each there, so I'll give 25 points each there, with a bonus of 30 to Stephen for his underpants. Now, Josie and John, you're obviously the next pair. We'd like a few more film and theatre styles. Some more theatre styles? British war film. Prehistoric epic. Greek tragedy, yes. Would you like that in the original Greek or in translation?
If we get that, maybe so.
Italian war films. Well, they show it backwards, do they? Now, any more? That's sort of obscure.
satire.
British satire. Oh, what a shame we've not Peter in this one. And a blue movie.
Peter and Stephen.
Right, I think that's quite enough. So your situation that you have to improvise is breaking up with a partner. So the two of you are breaking up.
Okay.
And you start off just in any style, the way Peter did, and then I'll cut in with a new one for you.
It's all a case, really, Jane, of... I don't know.
Yes, John? What was it you wanted to say to me?
I was just going to say that, well, it went very well last Saturday, but now it's... I don't know. I'm going to go and do the dishes, OK?
Yeah, do the dishes, darling.
I'll see you later.
Okay, let's do Shakespearean.
I feel that thou art not giving thine heart
Think
to me.
not, madam, what thou comest with. Thou art all lean, thou art but a popinjay, far upon the hill, and I thy jesses.
Comest with, I comest with nothing, whereas thou art concerned, sire.
Wilt thou a juicy fruit in my bowl, good lady? Why, faith, I'd pare thee like a quince and throw thee to the Otterways.
Okay, let's go into UK war film, British war film.
Hello, Jackie. You know, Bob, he's coming in later.
He's a damn fool, you know.
I know he's a damn fool, but he's a good chap. Listen, what are you doing on Saturday night?
I thought I might just take the air.
Oh, it's just an idea I had. I just said that Billy and Jack is... Hang on. Yes? But he can't. I can't give you a cigarette over the phone. What?
Let me talk to him.
Okay.
Johnny, are you coming home?
I'll go and make a couple of gins for us, shall I?
Okay, let's do a blue movie. Can we do this without costumes? Or with costumes?
Blue movie.
Yeah.
A blue movie. You must have seen some. Oh, you've been in some, haven't you?
Sure, me mum and dad are in.
Have they been in them as well? That's quite extraordinary.
Oh, that's so good. That's so nice. Oh, sorry.
That's okay. I just turned up to see whether or not you wanted anything fixing, like these curtains over here, or perhaps this underwear drawer.
I like it when men just turn up. Are you going to come again?
I will, but I've got to... I can't come this minute. I've got to go out and get 7 friends of mine. This is Rafe. He's from Spain.
It's good.
I haven't seen any. I haven't seen
Anything there? Yeah. Well, I thought that was very good. I'm going to give you 50 points each there. It would have been more if you'd ever mentioned, you know, a relationship splitting up, which is what you're supposed to be doing. No, I think we do a game called Props now. Yes, we do. And on this one, I'm going to give John and Peter this prop. So can you come forward and have this?
That's right. Oh, missed.
That'll be easy for the camera to pick up.
Right.
Now, you've got to think of as many ways of using that prop. Meanwhile, Josie and Stephen, yes, of course. I thought I'd just improvise another name for you. That's your prop, and we'll go between the two pairs with using the buzzer again. The more uses you can think of it, the more points you'll get, the longer it'll take, the worse it'll seem. So, yes, starting with Peter and John with your yellow ball, if that's what you decide to call it.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes.
Is this your yellow ball with a cavity in it. Is that yours?
Yes, I'm off down to the river to meet Moses. I'll see you later.
Hi, I'm just taking a shower. Would you pass my towel?
Why, sure, honey.
It's a fun ball. It's a round ball, but a ball with a hole in it. Pete.
Daddy, can I really play with it?
No, you've got to go back in your bedroom where that rather strange man is going to nail you to the floor.
Oh, all right, Peter. I'm sure you know best.
I do.
Look, Vince, either the BBC believes in Doctor Who or it doesn't, but how am I going to make 17 monsters out of this?
Peter's just given me this goldfish bowl, but there's so much gold on it, you can't see the fish.
No, seriously. It's not a large flat, but you can get an extension on here.
Yeah, one more each, maybe?
This is saliva.
OK, thank you very much. That's it. That's it. I think, can't expect you any more than that. Yes. Thank you. Well, there it is, I think. OK, well, perhaps 10 points for everybody there. Well, we'll take a break now, so see you in just a moment, OK? Well, yeah. No, thank you for that applause, and that was just for the adverts. Well, I decided to give just 5 points to everybody in that last game. The next game is called Panel, and the idea of this is that the contestants here will be forming themselves into those sort of people who appear on Any Questions or Robin Day's programme as panellists, and they'll just try and discuss an issue of the day in the characters they're adopting. So we'd like an issue of the day from somebody in the audience. You've got some topic of general discussion that you might have... One over the back there, what's that?
Smoking.
Smoking. Fair enough. Right, well, I assume that's a discussion point rather than you're pointing something out. Sorry?
Channel tunnel.
Channel tunnel. Channel tunnel smoking. That would be rather different. I think we'll settle with smoking. I think we've got... I think you're all ready to talk about that, aren't you? So you can neither be for or anti it, just you can use bits of old props and costumes lying around there to form yourself into a character, or you can completely not do that. Good evening and welcome to Ask the Panel. Tonight we'll be discussing the topic of smoking.
I'm terribly sorry I'm late, but I got delayed because I was smoking and my boa caught fire.
Your boa caught fire, yeah. That does illustrate one of the dangers of smoking, and indeed one of the dangers...
the perils of boas.
Boas, yes, indeed. Could I ask you your name? Could I
Sorry?
ask your name? Could I ask your name?
Yes, of course you can.
Yes. Well, I'll do that now. What is your name?
Yes, Arthur.
Yes, sir, Arthur.
Yes, sir, Arthur.
Yes, sir. You're an Arab gentleman, are you?
What?
An Arab gentleman, are you?
No, I'm a married gentleman.
A married gentleman.
Yes, but if you want me to be Arab, I, of course, will, you know.
Yes.
No, this is just a religious thing I wear.
Yeah. And I'll just talk to somebody else.
Yes, I would.
Who might talk English better than you do.
Mm-hmm.
The gentleman there in the glasses and Ticos or something. What is your name?
Richard, but I'm a Dick, really. I'd prefer to be called a Dick.
Yes.
Dick, I answer to Dick.
Yeah. Well, I think we all answer to Dick, but
yes.
The gentleman in the cap.
I'm Tommy Timpkins, name by name, always known as Tommy Timpkins. I've been on the stage door, I've been in the business, I've been in the world, I've been in the music hall business for 55 years. I'm always ready with a joke. Here's one.
Yep.
There's a person...
I hope it's about smoking.
It's all about smoking.
Yeah.
A friend with a boa.
Yeah.
Mr. Boa and Mr. Dick.
Yeah.
They're going down the road, and one of them says, you got smoke on you? The other says, no, but you can get some in that shop. It's a great one, haven't it?
Yeah.
It's one of my favourites.
But I'm going to have to interrupt you there. We admire your technique, it's just your...
My technique.
And the lady there, what's your name?
Trixie, what's yours?
Trixie, my name's Clive, but that's my problem. Trixie, do you have any views on smoking?
When you smoke, you have lots of little hairs in your throat.
Do you?
That grow, that stop all the badness from going down inside
Right.
you. When you smoke, you immediately burn them off.
Oh, I see. So...
I collect...
No, with the greatest respect in the world, that is absolute balls.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's not balls, it's a fact.
No.
It's a
She's
fact.
absolutely right.
It's
You've
a
got
ball effect.
Thousands of little balls in your throat.
No, not balls.
Which stop the smoke getting
yes,
in.
Yes, I made a wig out of these throat hairs.
Yes. Oh, I see, yeah.
This is nostril hairs.
I'm-
I can't tell you what those are.
No. This is fascinating, but we just don't want to talk about it.
This is my leg hair.
See, I mean, generally, I can stop smoking tomorrow if I wanted to, but I mean, could he
you like
stop
your
being a
cigarette
bigoted
back?
git? I don't think so. You can't put a bigoted git out in the national.
What do you think about taxation? Do you think cigarettes should be taxed?
How can you tax a cigarette?
How can you tax
People
a
should be
cigarette?
taxed. Possibly
Yeah.
smokers should. You shouldn't tax a cigarette. You won't get any money out of cigarettes.
Not
You
a
try
penny.
taxing.
Not a
Excuse
penny.
me, could you give me
Yeah.
a quarter of your income?
Yeah.
No joy
No.
at all.
Yes.
Can't be done.
Yes.
I'm very worried about the effects of passive bigotry. In a restaurant the other day, there was a fellow only 2 tables away from me being a bigot. Now, if I had a child there, that child could pick up some of that
Yeah.
bigotry and turn into a bigot for the rest of their
Well,
lives.
on the unlikely note of you having a child in a restaurant, we'll end the discussion there. And thank you
Not
very
as
much from
unlikely as in
all the
my
panellists.
case.
And good night. Thank you. Right. Well, I think we covered that. I think we covered that well enough, and I'll give 20 points to everybody there. Now, the next game is called Rap. It involves all 4 contestants, and what they have to do is simply to... It's a lovely game, this, isn't it, Stephen? Yeah. Stephen does this on his own anyway, in private, but in public, they all do 4 together, and they have to improvise a rap based on a subject selected now by the studio audience. So, a nice broad topic for them to devise a rap round. You know what the rap music is, don't you? Spelling mistakes. That is almost freaky, that. Something at least vaguely broadcasted. Having a baby. That's a good one. I like that. Have you recently had a baby yourself? It was delicious, yeah. Yes. Very, very witty. Stop yelling out anything else, will you, please? OK, so good suggestion from the man with the rather unpleasant beard, which is... no, it's a nice beard, actually. I like it. You're a man, aren't you? Yes, of course you are. So it's the having the baby rap, and to help you do it, there'll be a drum beat starting any minute, I should hope.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah, we start with you, John, normally. So if you'd like to come forward and do the having the baby rap.
Clinical, umbilical, having babies don't make you cynical. You could on the floor you go, baby, 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 have you on the windowsill.
I met this man, he was called Dennis. He turned out to be a menace. He said, come home, I said, maybe. Now I found out that I'm having his baby. Well, he, and a push, don't push it.
When the baby comes, you know full well that the baby's going to make your life hell. But you throw the baby out the door, you say, I want a little bit more of what made the baby come in the first place. Which is boogie, woogie, 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 woogie.
Well, there's obviously a lot of unpleasantness that has to be gone through before the baby eventually comes out and chirrups. I mean, for a start, of course, the poor old mother has to put her foot in those revolting stirrups. And you've got to be very careful to make sure the baby doesn't come out in other unpleasant pieces. And to stop that happening, I recommend amniocentesis. So that's a very good thing to have there. When I was born, the umbilical cord was cut with a sabre. Because it's only politically true, of course, as well, that only the surgeon's knife will really save labour. So, carry on.
Thank you very much, Stephen.
Sorry.
I think we'll end that right there. Well, that was a very even round, so it's 10 points for everybody apart from Peter Cook, who gets 1,000 points there. And so all that remains now is to tot up the score to see who wins. And yes, I see that Peter Cook has just won this week's game. And the prize, as you'll know, or you know in a moment at any rate, the prize for winning this game is to get to read the credits out at the end of the programme, but in the style of my choosing. And I'd like, Peter, if you would, to read out the credits in the style of a New York taxi driver. So all I have to do now is to thank everybody for taking part in the show. That's thanks to Stephen Fry, Peter Cook, Josie Lawrence, and John Sessions. So this is me, Clive Anderson, saying good night. Good night.
Whose line is it anyway? Devised and compiled by Dan Patterson, Mark Levison, starred Clive Anderson, John Sessions, with Peter Coates, Scene 5, Dusty Lawrence. Television, Philip Pope, Zena Cameron, Martin Hudson, sound supervisor, Chris Blake, vision mixer, Russ Story. Floor manager, Heather Belvedere, Too Fast, Cousins Design, John Hibb. Makeup designer, Chrissy Bolton. This is Too Fast. Research, James Bigger, the bigger they come, the harder they fall. Lighting director, Michael Lingard. Pip Gardner. Director, David Odell. Denise O'Donoghue. Producer, John Patterson. I love that guy. I love that guy.